Hey guys, hey, welcome back to episode 2. We've just spoken to Tone Kev, and now we are heading to find a rifle. All these Elarchias, all over the place. Gotta fight our way through the Tal with all of our pew-pews. So, hope you guys are doing well. Um, Kicking off this episode with where we left off last time from the tutorial. There'll be a few additional points to watch out for during the video, so keep an eye out. It's completely overrun. You watch out. So as you see these things here, we got these highlighted lights. Those are the items that we have to go and click. You would have to go and press the letter F on your keyboard. And then it's just shown us where we need to go. So we got to fight through the hordes of Ulans. The Alarchi don't really pay attention to us, so that doesn't really matter. So as you can see, it's saying to quick equip, you can go over here. That's, I mean, you can, or you can just double click the item. It would bring it onto your weapons. But normally what you would do is you click and drag it, because if you double click on something more than once, it's not necessarily going to go onto the tray correctly. So what I tend to do also is, whilst we're on ground, is you see the toolbar. If you click on the middle box, you can adjust the amount of trays, and I'm quite comfortable with 3. There's quite a few people that, need more, but I'm okay with 3. Now I've gotten lost. Killing all the peoples. Every single one. Okay, so talk to Coven, or Toven, not Coven, and he joins your crew. He's a free bridge officer. Unfortunately, we are unable to delete him from our roster, unlike the other bridge officers you get given throughout the story missions, which is a shame. They patched it, I believe, for the Federation side, but I don't believe they've finished it up on this side.
They're not attacking. The Vex showed me how to fly as we were running. We're almost there.
Okay, so now
Navigation is online.
As you can see, where we're going to these derelict ships, but first we're in space. So a few pointers. Click these three boxes and you select free. You're open to this, which allows you to adjust your energy levels. So I didn't max my weapons out. That's your weapons. The circle is your shields. That's your engines, and that's your auxiliary. You usually use auxiliary and your speed in science vessels. And then you go and do the same thing as we did on the ground. Click free. Okay, so we've got the beginnings of toolbar. Also, we'll drag this down by right clicking and moving it down to the first one. Right click and drag over to that. We have to right click and hold, well, right click and drag and hold it at the same time. So we've sorted that out. Now, go to press escape and hit options. It's kind of here for our impulse that I tend to use. So whatever feels natural for you, but click on keybinds and then under full impulse, I tend to have it on the mouse button 5, which is the side button. The side button on my mouse, and that hits that. Also, we've got so keybinds, which will be a link below. But as you can see, here's our beginnings of our keybinds. Click add set. No, it's not. So I do apologize. It's click. Hold on. We'll just. It is click key or add key. So we'll load that back up again before I get flustered. You know. So load that up again. Add key. There we go. So as you can see, we've got our beginnings of our keybinds. We come over to here, and what I would do is click the plus button, depending on how many times I want it. So let's say, for example, 3. So this function is you go to the key and you find your spacebar. This is going to be our spam bar. In activity, you click execute full tray. Okay, so that's tray 1. Okay, so that's another one. Second one, spacebar again. Yes, spacebar, and then we go to fire all weapons. Okay, so that's under spacebar. Okay, then I tend to have left control as execute tray 2, I believe, full tray. And it's number 2. I usually have the left shift as tray 3, but I just click those anyway now. So we're going to have to do those separate. So let's delete those. Add it as a space bar. Okay. Create bind file. That's what you need to do. As you can see, you've got, you click on copy to keyboard or copy to clipboard. Go into your chat, into local, press Control V and hit enter. Okay. That's all you need to do. As for the next key, you can just add key, which probably was the right thing, but the wrong at the same time. So go to execute full tray. Number 2. See, you can create, copy. Now every new tune, new character that you physically do will need to be reprogrammed this way. But it's easier when you understand. So as you can see, if I hit spacebar, this button will start. And then also it's going into autofire. So let's speed this up.
This'll do nicely. We just need a little more salvage.
So scan for more weapons parts.
Weapons are online.
Now as you can see, there's this ship. And this is a perfect opportunity to test our keybinds. So here you go.
Scrap neutronium.
And every single one of these will fire off into, one after the other. When you've filled up your tray, that's where it'll be.
3 more of these should get this health good to go. Good shot. Vex would be happy to see this old warboard get some use.
There will be a link below for Stow keybinds, where you can go and obtain it yourself. There's also the link in our Discord. If you want to join, you're more than welcome to.
Time to take out the Tal Shiar satellites dead ahead.
So as you can see, we're going over to the Tal Shiar satellites. We haven't unlocked full impulse yet.
What do you need to know?
So huzzah!
Great. All systems are go and full impulse is...
So let's go save the colonists.
Stress signal is close. Searching. There. We have to help them.
So now we've unlocked our full impulse.
Turn off full impulse. There's a Tal Shiar drone dead ahead.
So all the complicated stuff has now been, has alleviated some of our time down the line when we forget things, or we're in a TFO, and instead of individually clicking everything, at least now we're all able to just spam everything, and it's a lot quicker this way. There we go. So we can go and get the colonists again.
safe to say we're a fully operational.
Go to the next area.
There aren't any colonists here. Just this strange ship. Never seen anything like this in my life.
And this is the Archie.
We've done something. We're getting. I'm picking up a.
I mean, how... I mean, it looks so immense, so formidable, and then it just disappears.
So the Alachi. Fire weapons at will.
So we...
This is the mayor of the Romulan Republic. Tulshiar vessel.
There we go. My weapons weren't working. So, in a second, what I'll do is I'll shift that over there. Or not. We'll go remain silent, fool. Yes.
I am Tamer. I am truly. As I said, I'm with the Romulan.
We'll help you.
Your willingness to do what's
Should we? Okay.
How I feel about this.
Warp us to the flotilla. So this is where we begin. Let's see. Can be a confusing area to start, but it is equally it's equally as fun. So here we are in the flotilla. This is like a social zone as well.
Greetings. I am Sub-Commander Nadell, assistant to Commander Tamer. Please follow me to the commander's quarters. There is much to discuss. Commander, our guests have arrived.
Excellent. I'll get them up to speed. There is much to do.
I'll be glad to show one of you around while the other stays and talks with Tamer.
I'll take the tour, and then meet you back on the ship when you're ready.
Okay. So here's the beginning of the social zone.
Greetings. I hope all is
I'm here to join the fleet.
good to see you and
I'm fine. What's that?
Next is that you receive
Yes.
get yourself down to
Congratulations.
Okay, so we've leveled up, as you can see. That's fantastic. So now we have to go and
Greetings. I hope all is go. Step into the greetings.
go to Lieutenant Delafun. So when you see the transporters, you take a left. You'll see on our mini map that they are here. So and here's the beginning of people who's in the social area. And this is the beginning part of the tailor, which, you know, you can do your bridge officers and yourself, so we can modify us and have a look. Let's make him really, really tiny. You can make him really, 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 really tiny. I just prefer tiny characters. They're so much more fun. And the customization as well for being an alien is you know, endless. You can make whatever you want. You know, if you want to change your vests, you can. Here's your vest types. So these are special unlocks. You get more down the line, but those are the majority. But be careful, some of these you have to pay for. So, you don't want to pay for, certain shoes. Look, here you go, 7,000 Zen. It's not really worth paying that. You can do it, do without. Here's another one, 550 for a sash. It's you may as well, wait. You can get better later on in the game. So there's our tiny character with our sash. So now we head over to the customized shipyard, or the customized ship. So we come through here, and here's our shipyard. Again, you can customize your starship. Different materials. Eventually you'll have different templates and different cells that you're able to do. Especially if you're in a constitution, you'll have hundreds of variants. So now we are going to Detan, and he'll be here. Another social zone.
Hello again. We're finding more by the
I
day.
return to my ship.
Sounds like we've got our orders. If you're
So we've just done our first part. So click on the contact,
Set to go, I trust. Good.
and we get some new shiny weapons. And we rank up. So now, if you click on purchase skills, you have space and ground combat. Normally, you can find specific builds. So usually I would do hull capacity. So I'll just click hull capacity. You do get retraining tokens anyway, but it's you can pick up decent builds from So Better or ourselves, in fact, in our Discord. So you're more than welcome to come and ask for one. So anyway, we're going to on screen. Head to Mar for orders, and it'll go to the Helix. But normally, if you don't have that, you would have to press J. Click on episodes. This is our tutorial missions so far. So to complete all these, you need all these before you're unlocking all the rest. But as we are a Delta recruit, we get our Tesseract. So, what have we got? Anything? No, not yet. But that's okay. So now we can click this button and it'll plot a course. Or you can press M. See the circle. And you can click it and it will take you to the Helix 2. This part does take a while. When you progress further into the game, sector space is actually a lot faster. So we've got some upgrades to do. Let's put... Take away the turret. Oh, I could put that turret on there, actually. But it's not. So, we are not Centurion yet. So keep that one. There's our armor. So we can put our armor on. These are our devices. These are for batteries and weapons. Later on, we get better ones. But we'll explain that on a different video. But for now, you could just discard. Right click and select discard. I like looking around the ship. And then we can begin.
We've arrived at the Helix.
So,
Not the only ship here.
answer hail.
A tall ship.
To the person in command, the tall yard.
They're being gobby, that's the problem. So, we eradicate them. As you can see, my spam bar kicked off, and here is evasive maneuvers. This is fantastic to get us to get us around the area quicker if we're under a cooldown. So you see you've got the alpha arm. Here, if you look, this is a little, this triangle here says scan helix for Iconian information. If you click that, okay, it'll clear this option.
Sulabar had a great deal of information provided to them during the temporal Cold War, but not much on the Iconians. By the 28th century, the Iconians have mostly disappeared from history. I wonder where they went.
So now you double click and look. Learn information in the helix. You get 10 marks of your choice. So normally I would either go for discovery marks or competitive marks. Mainly because you need to get to tier 5 for the discovery rep for Tilly's shield, and then tier 3 for the competitive marks. Although not many people do the competitive tier 5s, so I would recommend doing the competitive marks and getting as much as possible. Because unfortunately, it can be a pain to try and get those sorted. So we're heading over to the alpha platform. You can see all these cells are just, out the way. Gonna put them back together. So, in a second, we need to go over there. So if I hit left control, there you go, did you see my second tray kicked off?
One more to go. As soon as Delta is connected, we can negotiate a transfer.
But you do have a cooldown. Eventually, you'll have duty officers, which are in this section here, but you have to be level 11 to get those.
More Tal Shiar ships are entering the area.
You see how much the evasive maneuvers helped us with our turn rate. If you ever see this button flashing, second we will. You click on that, and normally I would click on this button for a minute, then click out of it, and then try to force it to stop, talking, I guess. So there it is, it stopped flashing, perfect. That's what we want. So we're going to beam board the refugees.
All the refugees are aboard.
And then we got to defeat Commander.
To get close enough for a sneak attack.
I can't remember her name now. Or go and destroy the Kovar. So you'll see the Romulan ships get sucked into a black hole. That's because ships are run by black holes. They're run by the singularities, so they get sucked into them. Okay, so we've done that again. We've finished the mission. So on our right-hand side, you'll see the box. Click it, and we get a Pseudobond Cell personal command code, which means that if we're in sector space, we can ask them to bring in a freighter, and we can access the exchange, our bank, our mail. We get plasma torpedoes, some personal shield, and a science officer. So, again, we click on purchase skills, and here we are. We will click that and finish that one. So now, press K. You'll find ourselves with our bridge officer crew. And you'll see she is a citizen Romulan female. When we are higher up in our ranks, we'll be able to promote them to get all these unlocked. These are the bridge officer training manuals that you'll be able to obtain. If you look on traits, you will notice she is a Romulan operative. This is mainly what people like being a Romulan, and especially an alien, that you get the superior Romulan operatives, which give you a plus 1.5% critical chance and a 3.8. It's obviously better when you're superior. Then there are alternatives at the moment. So there is the Watchers, there is the Jem'Hadar Vanguards, and the Vanguards and the ones in the Delta expansion pack are behind a paywall. But Watchers are usually 11 million in the exchange. But as a Romulan, you get the SROs, we'll call them, for free. Now, you'll be able to find what they are when they come up on the list on the right hand side. So now, if I show you, the Suliban freighter is actually here now. So we'll drag that out of our toolbar, but we also get attack pattern alpha, which gives you a 30% bonus all damage for 20 seconds, plus 3% critical chance for 20 seconds, plus 30% critical severity for 20 seconds, and a plus 75 flight turn rate for 20 seconds. So let's click on the... Oh, but look, here is Sartre. Out of our 3 bridge officers stations, she's filled this one with hazard emitters, which also heals us if we need anything. So why don't we drag that over with the right click? So we've got a heal. So let's click on the Suliban freighter now. And that calls in our Suliban ship down there. So I have well, we don't have access to the account bank, but we'll have it very soon. So you'll have your mail, your bank and exchange. You can ask for commodities. Those are the items that he sells. But if you go to the exchange, you can pretty much, if you wanted a Romulan, now if you look on the right hand side up here, here you go, you'll see subterfuge. But if that's just by right clicking on the person. So we'll continue looking. We're scrolling. So those are basic Romulan operatives. Let's do tactical. Actually, let's do science, because there's quite a few of these lurking around. And normally what you'll find is they're lurking higher up. So they're going to be a little bit more expensive, but not too bad. But you don't want ones that just say subterfuge. So, again, there's none in there. Let's see if we can get any rares popping up. There you go. There's one. So it says Superior Romulan Operative. Okay? So basically, he increases critical hit chance and critical hit severity, decreases the cooldown of cloaking abilities. So it's a plus 2% critical chance and a plus 5% critical severity. A plus 15% power recharge speed for cloaking. These are stackable, which means when you have, 5 of these, 4 or 5 of these in your bridge officer station, these all stack, and these are the things that most people like about the SROs. So now, I believe we need to find the Watchers. So we might be able to do watch a tactical, or we won't. So it's a cooldown on the search function. So here you go. So they are currently at 21 million. When I last checked, they were 11. But they do the same thing. If you're not a Romulan, you can get the SROs through the embassy, but they do cost dilithium, and that costs, you can either do it as a free-to-play, or you can buy them with real money. But, it depends on your play style. That's the main point for that. So we're equipping our next shield. So we hail Tamar for orders. You've got crossroads at Crateras. And as you can see, if I click on M, scroll down, there is the Crateras system, and we click OK. If you ever want to see your ship like this, press Alt F12. You can also press print screen, and it will do a print screen of it, which you can get in the screenshots folder of Star Trek Online. And then you just press Alt F12 to start that back up. So eventually, you'll get quantum slipstream drive when you link up. We can also click on the lieutenant and have a look what we get. So quantum slipstream is possibly further on down the line, but this gives you the idea of what you're going to unlock. So we're here, which means that's all we have time for today. Hope you enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget, down in the comments, we'll have the link to Stow Keybinds, our link to our Discord, and our link to our website. We hope to see you there, and I shall catch you on the next one.